GamingBolt presents 15 most bizarre and creepy facial glitches in video games. Video games are fantastic works of art, but they aren't always perfect. There are a lot of glitches in a lot of games, but for some reason, a lot of these glitches like to mess with characters' faces. Here are the 15 most bizarre and creepy facial glitches in video games. Assassin's Creed Unity. When Assassin's Creed Unity was first released, it was plagued with glitches. Chief among them was one that caused the faces of many characters to simply vanish during pivotal cutscenes. What was left behind was a set of unblinking eyes and ruby red lips that ceased to look human. It was the focus of much media attention and made the series look downright silly. MLB The Show 17. MLB The Show 17 realizes the adrenaline and athleticism of baseball in incredible detail and with great care. But this year's Sony's exclusive baseball title has a little problem with making its players' faces look human. All of their features converge and multiply, looking more like a beehive than an athlete. It is a truly nightmarish glitch to witness. Battlefield 4. The soldiers in Battlefield 4 are hardened, steadfast warriors. They are also apparently incredibly flexible. A strange glitch causes characters' necks and limbs to stretch and contort in hilarious ways. It's hard to ignore this one, especially when you're rushing to capture an objective and the soldier you just shot begins to violently tear his body apart. NBA 2K15. NBA 2K15 has a special new feature. Players could upload pictures of their faces and the game would generate characters based on their likeness. The revolutionary feature worked occasionally, but more often than not it would churn out characters that looked like they came off of the set of Space Jam. And we're not talking about Michael Jordan. WWE 13. The Rock is one of the toughest, most celebrated competitors in wrestling. Apparently, he is so great that the WWE games simply cannot handle him. His face is often the victim of various glitches, each turning the most electrifying man in sports entertainment into the strangest looking man in sports entertainment. Skyrim. You can spend hours customizing your character before you even begin the game in Skyrim. But sometimes a glitch can wipe away all of your hard work. When your character's face glitches out and suddenly fades from existence, it looks more like the Headless Horseman is cutting down frost trolls than a fearsome orc warrior. FIFA 13. Soccer games always have a few glitches upon launch thanks to the fast turnaround, but recent FIFA titles have made the famous players look like puppets. They are flung across the field, contorted into pretzel-like shapes, and their faces collapse in on themselves. It turns a fantastic sport into a festival of the bizarre. Mount and Blade. What's more horrifying than an entire army of heavily armed men rushing at you on horseback? What about one man's giant face taking up the entire sky? This Mount and Blade glitch is more hilarious than anything. It's a simple switching of textures that results in the entire tone of the game being flipped on its head. The Sims 4. The Sims 4 character creator is filled with enough glitches to make an entire list of horrifying facial glitches that could only be born from nightmares. Necks disappear, jaws consume heads, and features twirl and fold into one another. Batman, the Telltale series. The murder of Bruce Wayne's parents is supposed to be an incredibly poignant and emotionally charged moment. It's a defining moment for the character and eventually leads him to taking on the role of the Caped Crusader. This moment is occasionally ruined when a particular glitch pops up. When Martha Wayne's face just disappears, it isn't quite as powerful of a moment. Rocky. Rocky may be one of the greatest boxers in film history, but his PS2 game is not one of the best games in history. It is riddled with glitches, everything from boxers sinking through the ring, to the entire audience turning into a blob of pixels, to the competitors' faces collapsing in on themselves. Rocky doesn't even need to get hit anymore for his face to get absolutely destroyed. Mass Effect 3. Shepard was never the most emotive character in the Mass Effect series, but he was always a little better than this glitch may lead you to believe. His eyelids refuse to move, his lips barely move, and his eyes adopt an unblinking stare. It definitely takes away from the immersion of this epic sci-fi universe. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The free roam camera in The Witcher 3 led to some beautiful moments. It can also lead to some horrifyingly bizarre glitches. You might be flying through the environment, taking a look at the gorgeous world CD Projekt Red has crafted, when suddenly a character's face begins to droop and warp. Fallout 4. The character creator in Fallout 4 is incredibly diverse and fully featured. The first thing you get to do before witnessing the destruction of the world and venturing out into the wasteland is to figure out what you want your hero to look like. What you don't want is for your character's skin to be replaced by a hole, leaving their eyes and lips hanging in midair. This glitch doesn't seem to disrupt the entire game, but it does make for a horrifying start. Infamous. You can electrify your enemies until they drop to the concrete in Infamous, but it's apparently a little harder than expected to keep them dead. Some of these supposed corpses in the first Infamous game still want to send some cryptic messages. You'll find them viciously winking at you after a battle. It's a small glitch, but once you notice it, it's immediately hilarious.
Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything. Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything.
Shit.
And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.